Right now, the here and now is just wet roadways. We're looking at numbers into the 30s, so we're comfortably above the 32-degree mark. We're not going to stack snow until at least late this afternoon into the evening hours. Go down to the south, Monmouth and Ocean counties. By the way, I think Monmouth and Ocean counties, somebody's walking out of the storm with around 24 inches of snow, but it's rain variety. So if you're looking right now and thinking, oh, well, this is a big bust, this is just the beginning, the appetizer, so to speak, for this 5-course main as we go into tonight. 34 in town, 30s in the outer suburbs this morning. Here comes some waves of rain showers. There is some cold air trying to work into the northern edge of the system. Eventually the cold air wins out and then we convert everything to snow. By the way, the storm is still way down to the south. We got a lot of time to work with this storm as it starts to energize. You know, you remember where you're hearing bomb cyclone? That's not to scare you. It's an actual terminology by NOAA. It just denotes a rapid deepening of a low pressure center offshore. So when we get into that criteria, this 24 millibars in less than 24 hours, that produces significant snows. Those are your quintessentials. That's your 96 blizzard, the 03 blizzard, the 16 storm that we had here in New York City. By the way, all of those being top 10 snowfalls for New York. What I'm going to be watching is this band of snow. Does this pivot into New York City? If that's the case, New York City could make a run for 20 inches of snow, but we'll see how this sets up during the course of the day. I think, Stacey Ann, we're going to remember this storm by not only the wind aspects of our coastal points, but also power loss. That could be a big deal tonight.
Oh, absolutely. You mentioned bomb cyclones. Exactly what we're going to talk about in a couple seconds. Excuse me. Oh, my gosh. I'm losing my voice here. All right. So we did look at the radar just a second ago. I just wanted to bring you to the bombogenesis, also referred to as a bomb cyclone. I'm looking at the millibar charts, and it looks like we just may get this. Just look at how tightly packed the isobars are. Those are the lines that you see here. The wider they are apart, the lighter the wind. The closer they are together, of course, the stronger the winds. And just look at how things evolve over the course of the next several hours. So with a bomb cyclone or bombogenesis in this regard, we have a pressure drop of at least 24 millibars within a 24-hour period or more. I'm seeing actually higher. Now, the storm will rapidly intensify. Those winds will be gusting, in this case, 50 to about 70 miles per hour. It gets a little lighter north and west of the city, relatively speaking, of course, and further east you go, the higher the wind gusts. So heavy blowing snow is what we're going to be looking at later on today. So that's why it's so important to stay off the roads, and it doesn't move out quickly. This is a prolonged period storm, which means we're not going to get any relief anytime soon. With that said, there is a blizzard warning again from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. That's today into tomorrow. So you got a lot of blowing, drifting snow, less than a quarter-mile visibility, whiteout conditions. So you can imagine what the roads are going to be like, completely impassable. And remember what I said about you guys, Upper Hudson Valley, you're not out or exempt from this. There is a winter storm warning in effect, heavy snow, maybe about 10 to 20 inches possible in these particular areas, Sullivan, Ulster, Dutchess, and we can't forget our folks in Pike County. And look at the broadband. This is a broad spectrum, but if you notice, these totals are coming up lighter further interior sections. Of course, this is a coastal storm, in this case a nor'easter. Remember, when we refer to nor'easters, it usually develops along the southeast, anywhere from about Georgia to about, let's say, the Delmarva Peninsula in toward New Jersey. And what happens is it really sets up shop at the point where we have 40 degrees latitude as well as 70 degrees longitude. And what that means is that is the threshold, or that is the benchmark. We refer to that as, because you got colder air aloft, interior sections, relatively warmer ocean waters. So it's like two masses just conflicting with one another and providing us with this powerful storm. And that's what we expect to get here. That's why we're saying, listen, if you're in Suffolk County, just brace yourselves. You're going to get higher totals along the Jersey Shore as well. Wherever you see red, that's where you can expect the most intense conditions. But again, nowhere is exempt. The entire tri-state will get something. The question is how much, right? Coastal flood warning, that's from midnight tonight into 5 a.m. tomorrow. About 1.5 feet to about 2.5 foot inundation is possible. So keep that in mind if you are within the areas of, let's say, if you're in Amityville, for instance, Belmar, for that matter. Some of the impacts include heavy snow again, flight cancellations. Don't even forget about taking a flight at this point. Icy conditions. You know, we saw some of the live shots, and remember, there is some slickness there, right? We start off with rain. As temperatures fall, there's going to be a sheet of ice underneath that heavy snow. This is the kind of snow that is not necessarily light and fluffy. It's actually dense. It's one of those snowfalls that it's going to be very hard to shovel. So that's why we say, lift with your knees and not with your back. In this case, you're really going to have to get that snowblower. If you don't, just shovel in stages. This is a quick timeline. It does gain intensity after about 4 p.m. That's where we're seeing the heavy bands, and it really does depend on where those bands set up shop. That's going to be pivotal when it comes to totals, and then it starts to wind down tomorrow. So we are not completely out of the woods even as we get into the evening and the pre-dawn hours. I wanted to point your attention to our 7-day forecast. Lingering snow into tomorrow. We have some more snow later in the week, and that's a look at your forecast. We're going to send things back over to John.